Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Davies, and today I am joined by three of my boar guinea pigs. These are the males. These three live together. This is Maxwell, or Max. This is Winston, or Winnie, and Theodore, or Theo. Winston is the athlete of the group. He doesn't really like to be snuggled. He pretty much just wants to run around and be crazy. And these two guys right here are about 3 to 4 years old, and I adopted them, and they are super sweet. Okay, so I'm going to give them a little pumpkin today. You guys want some pumpkin? They're having carrot too, so we'll see what they want. We'll see who likes pumpkin the most and who likes carrot. And maybe who likes a little parsley. You guys like a little parsley? Hopefully this goes well. Okay, so I'm going to read 2 chapters today from By Pond and River by Arabella Buckley. Chapter 6 is called The Water Rat or Water Vole. Have you ever seen a water rat? I do not mean a land rat swimming in the water, but a water rat or water vole, as he ought to be called, for he is not a true rat. I saw once, when he did not see me, what do you think he was doing? He was sitting up on his hind legs, and his front paws he held a piece of the leaf of the sweet yellow flag which grows so thickly by the river. It was that part of the leaf near the root which is thick and juicy. He was gnawing it so busily that he did not see me at first. He was a stout little fella, not quite so big as a rat. He feeds on plants. When he cannot get pieces of yellow flag, he eats duckweed, or even the bark of young willows. I can see that he had a short, thick neck and round head, with a short snout. His eyes were small, and I could scarcely see his ears. They were so thickly covered with fur. His round tail was not very long and had short hairs on it. I sat down very quietly on the bank, not far from him, and presently he looked round and saw me. But as I did not move, perhaps he did not think I was alive, for he went on munching his leaf. At last I touched a dead leaf with my foot. His ears heard quickly enough. He turned his little bright eyes to me, and in a second he was in the water and swam away. I was too late to see him go into his hole, but I found one not far from the flags, just under the water. I knew I should not find his home, for the water voles make long burrows. I went for several days to the same place and took some bread to leave there. At last, one day, as I was watching, out came my little friend and ate the bread. After that, we met several times, and he became quite tame. But I had to be very careful. The least thing frightened him, and plop, he went into the water. If you go often to a pond or river, when all is very quiet, in the evening or early morning, you may sometimes see a water vole swimming in the water or feeding on the bank. He has beautiful yellow teeth. The lower ones are large and show very clearly above his short lower lip. The young water voles are such pretty little creatures. They are born in a nest of dry grass, which the old voles make in the burrow, and when they come out, they swim about with the old ones and feed on the duckweed. How are you boys doing? Oh, having a little pumpkin? Winnie, you're like stuck back here, dude. Okay. But though the water vole lives mostly in the water, he can come on land to gather his winter store. He is often a great trouble to the farmer, for he likes the carrots and potatoes and even the broad beans which grow in the fields. And he comes in the evening to eat them and to carry pieces back to his home. A farmer once dug out a water vole's burrow and found enough pieces of potato and mangold wurzel to fill a gallon measure. Okay, so what animal are we talking about? Now, in England, they call it the water vole. So next week, come to class and see if you can tell me what animal I'm talking about. What is the water vole in America? Okay, you guys okay? Maybe you need a little more carrot, a little more something to keep you entertained. Here you go, guys. They love to eat. Okay, Chapter 7. The water hen and the coot. The American coot is the name for the American bird, obviously, the water coot. And it's one of my favorite birds. It's kind of gray with a white nose. It's very indistinct, but as you'll learn, it's such a cool bird. If your way to school lies along a river path where trees hang over the water, you will very likely have seen a water hen and her little ones. Perhaps you may know where a nest is, either among the rushes or on a bough of a tree overhanging the water. It is made of dead rushes, and though it is quite close to the water, it is dry and warm. Uh-oh, there's Coco. If you are bathing, you may look in. She's probably going to try and steal their vegetables. You will find about 8 pale gray spotted eggs with red-brown patches. Or perhaps some of the eggs may be hatched, and then the young birds will be hidden with their mother in the rushes. They are little black balls of fluff with red on their heads and white tail feathers, and they can run and swim directly after they are born. All the time you are looking, the mother hen is hidden in the rushes, will cry, "Croak, croak," to drive you away. She is a black bird, about as big as a pigeon, with a bright red forehead and yellow beak. Well, ours have kind of a white beak. I'll show you a picture. And she has white feathers on the edge of her wings and under her tail. When she is in the water, she keeps jerking her head down so that you can see the white tail feathers. And even her green legs with their red garters. Very soon after the young water hens are hatched, they slip out of the nest and swim round her. If you are lying very still among the bushes, you may perhaps see them all come out on the bank to feed on worms or snails. Then you can notice that their feet are not webbed like a duck's feet, but all 4 toes are separate. This is trouble. It's not funny, Coco. But if you make the least noise, the mother will cry, "Creak, creak," to her little ones, and they will dive into the water and swim to a safe place among the rushes. They will not go back to the nest, and even if you beat the rushes with a stick, they will not move. They know that they are safer in their hiding place. You want a little pumpkin? This bird is often called a moorhen, and she goes to the moors sometimes, but water hen is her better name. And now, if there is a large lake anywhere near, you will see the water hen there and another bird, which you may think is the same, for she jerks her head and dives just in the same way. But if you look, you will see that the second bird has not got a red forehead, but a large bald patch on its head, and it is larger than the water hen. It is a bird called the coot, and often the bald-headed coot, because of its bald patch. You're just so talkative. If you see one on the bank feeding on seeds or insects, here's a picture. If you see one on the bank feeding on seeds or insects, you will notice that it has a wavy skin around each of its 3 front toes, though they are not joined together. Here's another coot. But the coot is not easy to see, for she is very shy. She runs up a tree or dives underwater before you can get near her. She has sharp claws, which help her to climb, and which will hurt you if you catch her alive. In the water, sometimes her little ones are drowned when there is a flood. If a boat comes near her nest, she slips off it into the rushes and cries, "Cue, cue," to entice you away. If you find it, you will see about 10 eggs in it. They are like the water hen's eggs, but larger, and the spots are darker and smaller. If the eggs are hatched, you will know the little birds by their bald patch, though they are black, fluffy balls, just like those of the water hen. You will not find the coot in rivers, nor will you find her on the ponds in the winter. Then she starts off with a number of other coots to the sea in the south of England and stays till spring comes again. Okay, so before my boys get a little too crazy, I want to show you a picture. Hold on, guys. Turn around. Everybody's so mad. You're okay. You're okay, you big goofs. Okay, this is an adorable picture of the American coot baby. And this is why it's one of my favorite ducks, because these babies are completely adorable. And then here is a picture of the egg that you can see if you're lucky enough to find one of its nests. It's this one right here, and this is about the right size. It's about that big. Okay? All right, guys, that's it from my crazy house of animals. It was a little cray-cray today. I hope you have a great week. I'll see you later. Bye.